Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Pam.
And I'm Ken.
And it's time for our monthly collaboration that we do with the Brazen Brits, Wayward Wags, Happy Place Diaries, Matt's RV Reviews, and Tree Talker the Traveler.
And as we often do, we bring in a special guest. And this time we're bringing in John and Carolyn from the Grand Shamrock Tour. Although I'm not sure what John's going to show up this time, you'll just have to check out their video to see what that's all about. This month it's about what scares us about RVing, really kind of in tune with Halloween. And after you watch our video, we'd really encourage you to watch the other videos of the other collaborators to get their perspective as to what really scares them. So let's get started. Are you expecting anybody?
No. Who could it be this time of night?
I don't know. Let me go check. We'll get right back to you. Hang on a second. Well, thank goodness that wasn't a big deal. That was just the Amazon guy. Again, he shows up pretty often. This time he was dressed up in a Halloween costume. But it is certainly one to be concerned about. And there has been time that's happened. And actually there was a situation a couple of years ago where it did happen. But it's very, very rare. And I would, say it's like a shark attack or a lightning strike or like an alien abduction. So let's discuss the rest of these in really no order of importance, because quite frankly, what may be scary to us may not be scary to you, and our perspectives may be different.
Another concern that we have, having the truck or the RV stolen.
Luckily, we have a hitch that's a little bit rare, and so it would take somebody with that particular hitch in their truck to tow this away, and or that would spend time and actually have it undo the hitch on our Kingpin. Breakdowns are always a concern with people, major issues with the RV. And one of the things about that is the slides. And so I know Pam brings the slides in and out.
Well, yeah, every time I open or close the slides, it's like I say a little prayer, cross my fingers, and listen carefully, hoping that I don't hear any weird noises that indicate trouble, because, that happens.
And it actually has happened to us once. And so we'll put a link here below what that was about. But we got it fixed, thank goodness. But, these things certainly can happen. Well, not just specifically related to RVing, but certainly it can be an issue with RVing, is that when you have a truck failure on the road. And we've been really fortunate about that. I've got about 61,000 miles on our truck, and it's been flawless until recently. And it really wasn't a truck issue per se, it was a battery issue. I literally had a battery blow up in the engine compartment, got sulfuric acid all in the engine compartment. So we're still kind of dealing with that. Truck's been doing fine. And obviously, knowing that we have a reputable truck manufacturer and that we can get service in many, many places is a good thing.
A major fear, I think, for us and probably anyone who travels would be an accident as you travel, because obviously people who are pulling out in front of you, they don't know what 15,000 pounds or whatever, hitting them broadside would be like. So I laugh, but it's not funny.
No, we've actually seen some places, and it's been predominantly in more crowded areas where you get in traffic, and invariably you've got to go through a city, and you're towing this thing behind you, and people are in a rush, and they don't really care. And so you just, again, be patient and take your time and those kinds of things. Long, winding downhill grades, steep grades, and we've been through a few of those. And in the beginning, quite frankly, that really scared me probably more so. I've towed boats before and really, wasn't not that concerned, but our first approach on this was going through the Ozarks in Northwest Arkansas, and that was quite interesting to say the least. But I think for me, it's really gotten to, be careful, know your speed, know what's a good, comfortable speed for your truck to handle that grade with. Know how to work your exhaust brake if you have a diesel, know how to work your cruise control, and know the capacity and capability of the truck. And I had a good friend of mine once say, Ken, trust the truck. It's that's what it's designed to do. And he is, Trey, if you're watching, you're exactly right. And I've remembered that to this day.
Also, another fear that we have from time to time has been not having a reservation somewhere where when we leave in the morning and, not having it for that night. Thankfully, it's worked out because there are almost always Walmarts, Cabela's, Cracker Barrels, Bass Pro Shop, casinos, and also Harvest Host, if there happens to be one along the route. Some of them are beginning to, especially accept same day reservations. So that's kind of helpful.
Yeah, don't let it stress you. I mean, we're pretty good about making reservations, but there have been a couple times where we've left and I'm like, I don't know exactly where we're going to stay that night. Don't stress. You've got options, and just play those options as best you can. So something always to be concerned about are storms, whether you're in an RV or whether you're in a house. Storms are a major, consideration. Now, the thing about a house is that it's planted on the ground, and so you're obviously in a safer place. The thing about an RV is it's not as stable, of course, as a home. But there's two aspects of that. One is when you're driving, and one is when you're, at a campground, especially at night. So for driving, we've come across a few of those times where it's been really stormy and a little scary. There are apps, and we'll put a link below to some of those where you can sort of track the radar as you're driving. That's been very, very helpful. And like anything else, take your time. If don't put yourself in a jeopardizing position. Wait it out. Find a different route. Do those kinds of things. Storms at night, bad storms at night especially, and we've had a few of those where you're like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to survive? And so it always sounds worse than it really is in an RV. But the thing to consider too is find in your campground or wherever you are where the shelter is, and it's typically going to be in a bathroom or it's going to be in a shower house or something like that. Scout that out when you get there and make sure that you know where it is. So if that storm does come up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you hear tornado sirens, if you're in Tornado Alley or wherever, that you know where to go, and you've already got that built into muscle memory.
Couple of the things that I thought of a lot before we left and continue to think about now, especially our health issues, whether it's for us or for family members. Think about it.
Well, find when you get to a place, find an emergency clinic or the sort of the medical facilities that are close by. So again, you're prepared for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we all of our doctors, of course, are back where our home was, and so you always worry a little bit about going to new places and that sort of thing. Another thing is loneliness. Before we started traveling, I was honestly kind of depressed about thinking about being lonely on the road because, I like him, but I also like to have other friends. I didn't want to be just the two of us. But I can honestly say that it's been so much better than I thought it would be. Thankfully, a lot of that is because of social media, Instagram, Facebook, especially for us, YouTube, because we've made some amazing friendships through those types of platforms. Also, our manufacturer, they have a great network of people that we've been able to make friends with, and their meetups. And I'm sure most manufacturers do this, but so don't ever think that loneliness is going to be a problem on the road, because it's been fantastic.
Like anything else, you have to work it, you have to network it, and if you do, you'll find there's outlets for you to make friends and be as unlonely as possible.
Well, and I just was going to say also, if you find your neighbors receptive to communication, man, make friends with them. We've even made friends that way. But anyway,
one of the things that I worry about when we're driving, and I do most of the driving, if not all the driving. Someday she's going to do some more driving for sure, and I get it. I get towing a 15,000-pound rig down the highway is not a comforting thought, but unexpected low overpass bridges. Now, I know there's apps for that, and there's RV GPS and those kinds of things. We use a couple of their apps, and we actually covered that in our recent collaboration with this group on the RV travel day planning and preparation. So we'll cover some of that as well with some links. But you have to be cognizant of that. And recently we came across one in Montana. We're 13.4. And we had to go across a bridge, even though it was actually a wrong direction. That was 13.6. And what did you do?
I hopped out of the truck, ran in front, and made sure that everything was good. I was like, oh, okay, inching along.
Yeah, we didn't hear the air conditioner being ripped off the top. So we've only actually been in one place in our 3 years of travel and 28,000 miles or so where we had to actually reroute, because it was in upstate New York near Saratoga Springs, and it was a train trestle that was like 1210, I think it was. And so we had to stop, get into a neighborhood and figure that out. But we got rerouted and eventually on our way. So just be prepared for that. Obviously, know the height of your RV. High winds on bridges and high winds in general, really. And my sort of rule is that if it's 25 miles an hour or greater on the beam of the RV, meaning, you know, on the side, I'm going to just wait that out or find a different route that perhaps is more sheltered. And then coming across some significant, you know, high bridges with high winds, obviously very concerning as well. We went across the Mackinac Bridge 2 years ago, and that morning I woke up and I was like trembling. I was like, okay. However, I checked the weather. Weather was great. It was a beautiful drive across the bridge, and I'm sure in a treacherous day that would be really concerning. But like anything else, it's being prepared, and it's knowing when to wait it out and wait for a little better weather. Last but not least, and this might be considered a first world issue, but zero to little internet. We do a lot of stuff on the internet, you know, whether it's route planning, whether it's, you know, streaming videos or watching other YouTube creators or uploading our content. It's really an important thing. And we've had places where we have great internet and places where we have not so great internet. And like anything else, you're not going to be there permanently. And so you move on to a place that that has that. So like so many things in life, you know, there's things to be scared of, but the benefits of RVing outweigh anything that we're really scared of. It's all been worth it, whether it's the sights we see, the experiences we have, and the people that we've met and will continue to meet. It's far outweighs anything that that could be scary.
Yeah, that reminds me of a quote. In the words of Babe Ruth, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. And I think it's so appropriate in this lifestyle.
Did you play baseball?
No.
I'm impressed you mentioned Babe Ruth because, you know, I was a Yankees fan growing up as a kid. I'm not that old to be a Babe Ruth fan, obviously, given when he played. But so that being said, don't let that subscribe button scare you, because if you hit that subscribe button, you can hit the road with us, and we'd love to share our experiences with you. And a little like never hurt either. So thanks for watching. We really encourage you to go and watch our other collaborators' videos as well and gain their perspective, because like anything else, a lot of perspective is a good thing to have, and you can decide you know, how to make that your own.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Sorry, Amazon delivery.